All right, so first and foremost, I do want to go ahead and pray for the peace, prosperity, and protection of the collective conscious, not only in our current season, but also in the future seasons for us to come. I did go ahead and do a quick little spread to pick up on a message to give to all of us. And this is pretty much what I'm picking up on. I'm showing that we are in a need to direct our emotions towards things that will be long lasting, right? Right now, it's given that we have the tendency to direct our emotions towards things that will only allow for temporary satisfaction. And though while we may be inspired by those emotions that we are seeking to validate through external experiences, in order for our inspiration to move further than just a quick moment of satisfaction, we're going to have to really break free in the ways that we choose to pour into each other, right? Pour into ourselves as well. And we're going to have to really break free when it comes to sharing our emotional happiness, right? Internally and externally with others. A lot of people could be in an energy of just feeling hopeless, right? In their emotional state of being. They don't know which way to go, they don't know which path to take, they don't know who to pour into, and they may be obsessively pouring into themselves. People could be in this energy of wanting things to go back to the way that they were, right? Maybe some years ago, or maybe a century ago, or a decade ago, things were at least emotionally better for us as a collective. Maybe we had a little bit more hope for the times that we could remember in the past, right? The divine is saying that what we need to do is kind of develop and strengthen our spiritual selves, our internal selves, and gain as much knowledge as we can in order to become a better, more spiritually aware and connected and powerful collective conscious, right? We need to develop our powers and our intuitions and our spiritual teachings beyond the levels that we've already reached in our current consciousness, right? We need to pour out into more people, right? So that we can all gain a sense of clarity when it comes to our thought making decisions, and how our thoughts don't only affect us, but they affect all of the people that are around us, right? Our family, our friends, our societies, our communities. We need to get into a spiritual understanding of making decisions that will affect us, right? We need to gain new perspectives about how we view the world, how we view people, how we view society, right? We may have had to deal with some things within our collective conscious that may have caused us pain and grief and heartache, but at this point in time, we should be able to grow, right? We should be able to grow past what we've learned in the past and apply the lessons from the past into our future, right? It's better for us to live the truth, right, than to just accept a lie, right? And that's pretty much what we've been fed a lot of the times, and most of the times is a lot of things that's deceptive, right? A lot of things that's manipulative. And the divine is saying that we need to get back to our roots, right? Especially when it comes to directing our emotions and the things that are going to inspire us to get out and be and do great things, right? Um, on the bottom of the deck, we do have the Ten of Cups, and that's where, as a conscious collective, it's like everything seems to work out for us, right? We get to experience, we get to live a life of enjoyment, a life of emotionally satisfying experiences, a life of feeling the love that we desire, a life of feeling secure and surrounded by people that we actually care about, right? We've done a lot to get to this current state. We've dealt with, some good, some bad. So typically we choose to usually pour our emotions into another person when it's dealing with a romantic relationship. The divine is saying that we need to expand what we're pouring our emotions to and not restrict it to just like one person. And I'm not saying like, oh, you should be out here cheating on a person that you choose to commit to by pouring your emotional availability into other people. Like, I'm saying that we have put this mindset of limitation when it comes to our emotional capabilities to pour into others. And we usually try to pour into one thing at a time when the divine is saying we have an unlimited amount of emotion, good and bad, and how we decide to use those emotions will be either a detriment or something positive for us in the future. So, as much as we would like to pour our emotions into a significant other or a committed and romantic relationship, there's other things that we could be doing in the world to pour our emotions in that need the love and the healing that comes from someone pouring in those good emotions, right? So maybe the divine is calling you to do some specific type of ministry or some type of specific work where your emotions would be involved in a positive way but not something necessarily romantic. Now the divine is going to pour different ideas and theories and concepts into us all. So my pouring into the collective conscious may look different than what the divine is telling you to do or inspiring you to do with signs and symbols. So I'm just showing that the divine is really wanting us to, yes, have our romantic moments and our romantic engagements with each other, but also to think of ways to actually pour into your communities, actually pour into your social circles in a way that is going to allow the positive emotional state of flow into others so that they can continue giving positive emotional flow as well. So, however that may look to you, right? It does need to be something that you are clear about. It does need to be something to where you are emotionally trying to bring people together and not push them away, right? It does need to be something that is connected to you spiritually. Maybe it could be something as sending letters out or just the way you interact with people on a regular basis when you're out and about, just doing things that are not really going to hurt the collective and things that are not going to be deceptive or manipulative to your counter people, right? Why would you want to be out here manipulating your person to get something small for them or to get something small from them when you could be pouring something into them better and greater and then you guys could share something bigger, right? Um let me go ahead and go through these cards and show you where I got this message from. So the first card we got was the Knight of Cups, and with the Knight of Cups, I got this is where we are at as a collective conscious. It's like we're not directing our emotions towards anything specifically. We're just kind of like feeling that they're there and thinking that the emotions that we do currently have and operate from needs to be dispensed romantically. Then the next page, the next card that we got is the Page of Wands, which is like we're pouring our emotions into small things, right? We're pouring our emotions into small tasks, right? Which eventually ends up leading us to feeling unfulfilled, right? Wanting something different, wanting to pour our emotions somewhere else or into someone else because we didn't really take the time initially to see what else we could do with those emotions that we experience and want to move forward on when it comes to whatever ideas we feel like we need to operate in order to kind of release those emotions, right? So a lot of us is just kind of like doing status quo, whatever it is that we feel like we've been taught to do with our emotions. So we go out and we pour our emotions into these small situations or these small commitments, and then it leaves us in a even emotionally more challenging situation because we go and then we build something and then we realize that we're not satisfied, and now we're having to redirect our old emotions, our current emotions, and our future emotions into something else, anyways, when we could just really operate from a mindset that we have an unlimited flow of positive emotions, and we don't have to just give that to one person and then eventually we feel like I'm not being understood here because I still have so much more that I want to do and could do, and it's just like this person isn't essentially utilizing all of the emotions that I have, right? They're not supposed to. You're supposed to use that to do other things in the world. And so you may think about past relationships or past times when you were emotionally easily satisfied and you're trying to figure out what's going on now to where you can't really be the same in your adult life, right? And so this was the only card that popped out as a major arcana card, which is letting me know that the divine really wants us as a collective to just really tap into our spiritual knowledge and just really give that spiritual knowledge the chance to grow, right? So that we can find senses of clarity that we need as we are making decisions with each other and for each other in this world, right? So this is just all about looking at, specific new ways of thinking, right? Just allowing everything to be what it is and then thinking outside of the box of what the current status quo is. So yeah, things may be like what it is right now, but we still have the opportunity to create something better than what we are currently experiencing, right? We can create better or we can create worse, depending on the flow of our emotions to the positive or the negative, right? We've all had a lot of things to just kind of deal with, right? We've had a lot of experiences and a lot of situations that's come up, and it's just like, hey, this was heartbreaking, but I'm going to turn that pain into something that will allow me to grow and be stronger, right? The divine is wanting us to get away from the petty, right? We don't all need to be petty. We don't all need to be manipulating people. We don't all need to be deceptive in order to win, right? That's only for a select few people. We don't need to follow them. On the bottom of the deck, we did get the 10 of Cups, which is everyone or a majority of people getting to experience emotional fulfillment. Again, this is everyone getting the opportunity to feel at home, feel safe, and connected, not only with their outside community, but also with the divine and the Most High, right? To close this out, collective, we're going to go ahead and do a few clarifying cards. And then while we're doing that, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. All right, come on, let's go. I need one more divine. Baby, listen. Okay. All right, so let me get one more. Okay. All right, so we have mirror, and then we have mask, and then we have key on a ring, right? So for the mirror, it's basically saying mirroring each other, self-reflection, introspective inner wounds, right? So we're all in this energy of mirror. Okay, so with the mirroring card, it's like we're mirroring each other. If you do me wrong, I'm gonna do you wrong. If you do me right, I'm gonna do you right. We may need the time to reflect a little bit more, go more deeper, and be more introspective with who we are, why we are the way we are, who put the idea of who we are in our minds and our hearts. If it wasn't us, do we want to remove this idea of self in order to move into something that would be more like the person that we desire? And also inner wounds, right? So healing whatever inner wounds that may be causing you to operate from your highest sense of self. Okay, so the mask: hiding true feelings, pretending and delude, gaslight, and personify. So a lot of us could be walking around with a mask on, a mask that we feel like we have to wear to be a part of the collective consciousness. So maybe we're gaslighting ourselves into being a certain way, hiding our true feelings, and pretending that, life is something more or less than what it actually is. The last card we got was Key on a Ring, and this is just like many options, unconventional, one night stands, and string alongs, right? So I'm getting that this is what the divine wants us to kind of like take a look at, right? When it comes to us dealing with our relationships and how that affects us, not only individually, but also collectively. Because when we have this mindset of just having so many options and just doing things that are unconventional, it creates a lot of emotional chaos, right? And with that emotional chaos, it takes away from our ability to build something that would be beneficial for our futures. But that is pretty much all I got from this specific message for our collective conscious. And I will definitely see you guys in the next one.